Again, Dr. Tamika, thank you for being with us on Joe Today and Joe Magazine. How are you?
I am totally awesome. How about you two?
Doing great.
Doing
Yeah,
good,
doing
doing
pretty
good.
good. So then I'll jump right in because we really want to get to know more about you. I feel like you've got kind of like a more unique niche in this health field. Can you just tell us about your early life and growing up with something like juvenile arthritis?
So this is interesting. When I was a kid, I was diagnosed at about 18 months. I was in and out of the hospital, and they're like, "What's going on with fevers and chills?" And as time progressed, they found out that I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, which many people think of arthritis associated with adults, like older
Yeah.
adults. They like chronic needs. They don't think about kids, and so definitely, let's just say needles and I aren't the best of friends to this day because I was getting poked and prodded a lot as a kid. So having juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, being in and out of the hospital in elementary, and then finally around the fifth or sixth grade, I didn't go as much, but that's basically what was happening. And now I'm just very heightened to when something bothers me. So, but I don't have any residual, very athletic. People are like, what happens now? I just do me. I go out and I
No, that's inspiring.
You're right, it
Good to
is.
know.
It is.
So then is that what made you start pursuing medicine or no?
Great
Something
question.
else?
The combination. So definitely I was in and out of the hospital, had great care, but having being of African American descent and having families of diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, mental health issues, cancer. So it's like, okay, what can I do to help my family? So let's become a physician. And school was not too challenging for me. And I was like, oh, look, this is good. And I'm like, I don't have to clock in. Yeah, let's become a doctor.
Right.
Oh, wait, maybe I should start to try to do that.
Uh,
I don't know.
that's funny because what you just listed, all the things you listed, that's my family. You're talking about my family too.
It's across the board. I mean, literally, if we think about the different things we've been through as far as a culture, and if you think about the pandemic, I mean, who got hit the most was minorities, right? It was people who had
Mhm.
diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, cancer. We were just inundated. Like, what can we do? How can we step back and help? So going into medicine was just an automatic approach. And then thinking about my grandmother, and my grandmother's no longer living, but my grandmother having diabetes, and she was so unique that she would eat a king size Snicker and then increase her insulin based on how much a Snicker she ate. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to do it that way.
Oh, goodness. Well, it's actually funny you say that because I was doing research thinking about preventable diseases, especially within our family, and how it seems like from my family, I've got a pretty big family, and seeing the pictures of them young and how and they were doing all kind of stuff, and then as you get older, you start to, things start to happen. And is there a way, to prevent these diseases, or do you kind of help with family members or people of the Black community in preventing diseases and healthy living?
I think that's
That
more of
makes
a approach
sense.
of like, how can we teach you some things? The misconception is that healthy doesn't taste good. And culturally, a lot of people
Mm,
are going to eat it if it doesn't taste good. So the minute you think about certain foods that stereotypically in the African American family, is like, well, how can you make it taste good? Well, we know that macaroni and cheese is loaded with carbs. So that's going to shoot your blood sugar up. It's going to shoot up a lot of different things. So can we start to lean more towards, can we have more veggies? And then a lot of times when we cook, we overcook it, so we lose some of the nutrients from it. So how can we make it so that they can still have, like, you can have, let's just talk about this, you can have Thanksgiving dinner, but that's just one day, right? Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving.
mhm.
After that, let's get a little bit healthier. Let's just try to increase our salads. Let's try to increase our amount of healthy protein and not smother it, and maybe just bake it, saute it or something. And I'm not a cook by any shape, form, or fashion. I'm just saying we need to do some different things in that regard. But just helping people understand that healthy does taste good and there's some options. And I don't need you to go cold turkey, right? I don't need you to stop. I've been eating this way all my life and now you're not going to eat this way anymore. No, just little by little, just make small little steps. So we can just start making small steps. You'll start to see progression and going in the direction that we need to go. And to answer Crawford, yes, it's preventable. We just need some more tools and some more people on our team to help us get to where we need to get to.
That's great. Well, I'm glad
Mhm.
you're on our team.
That's
Sounds like.
that is great. Yeah.
Um,
Because I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, and that's what we do. Sometimes we eat so much, and then our family, sometimes we decide to all go for a walk together, just to,
mhm.
just move some of that food around.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, if we think about the holidays, Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving and then the day after. And if you celebrate Christmas, it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then if you do
Yes.
New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, well, classically that's 6 days. It's not the rest of the year, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start in January. 2023 is all me. No.
So, so yeah, so moving in from that and kind of into your popularity in Hollywood and the medicine in there, I would love to learn more about that and how you kind of segue health into that field in Hollywood.
So I think what happens is people in general are looking for, unfortunately, like a quick fix. But when you start to tell people that medicine now is becoming more personalized, and we're trying to look at you as an individual as opposed to you as this age, this ethnicity, this height, this weight. So when you start to customize it and come from a root cause approach, so what I practice as a board certified family medicine physician, I practice what's called functional medicine, which is getting to the root cause. Instead of pruning the branches and taking off the leaves, we want to get underneath the tree and figure out what's at the roots, right? So when you think about people, like, it's not even the latest craze. If we think about different cultures across the board, people are always trying to look for other ways, herbal ways, some kind of salve, some kind of tea. Put these, my grandmother used some crazy stuff. Put some potatoes and some vinegar, wrap it around your neck, and this is put it down your finger. I'm like, where does this come from? But it worked. And I think people naturally are looking for a way to be healthy. They're looking for a way to just get the steps in place, because I think they practice what I call the HAP method. And the HAP method is hoping and a praying that what they're doing is going to work. So
That's a good one.
That's what we do. That's what I do sometimes.
right? So
Mhm.
when we think about people in general, and what happens is if you see people in Hollywood doing something a little bit different and it's working, the biggest thing for Hollywood individuals is that they have so much money so they can spend X amount of dollars. If you think about
Right.
LeBron James probably has $1 million team invested into his health and his body. But I
Mhm.
take that, dial that back and say, you don't necessarily have to spend all that money. What you can do is start to listen to people who look like you, sound like you, get you, and start to make little bitty steps and say, okay, look, there are some things we can do that gets to the root
Mhm.
cause. When we're thinking about high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, obesity, mental health, even with mental health, I mean, good foods leads to good moods. At the end of the day, you want to take a comprehensive approach. You want to figure out, how's your sleep? How's your sex life? What's going on with the foods you're eating? Are you getting up and exercising? Well, we really don't say exercise, really, Joe, because that's a bad 8-letter word. Are you getting up and moving? Because people don't want to talk about exercise. That's just not.
Right.
We don't like that.
We don't like exercise. Are you getting up and just get up and MOVE, the 4-letter word? Get up and move.
That's much
So,
better.
right, much better, right? Much better. So when we think about comprehensive, what's going on with your gut? Are you having bloating, diarrhea, constipation? Are you having heartburn? Are you having challenges as it relates to, you used to be able to eat this particular meal or this particular food, but now as time has gone on, you can't eat that anymore. So it's getting worse and worse. So looking at, people want to be healthy, and with COVID did anything, it pushed people like, I got to do better. So if you have to do better, this is how I think, looking at when you see someone in the limelight, like, okay, what are they doing? And I just want to dial it back and say, look, this is not only to the privileged or to people who have means, it can be to everyone. We just need to make it accessible in a way that they're able to understand it first and foremost, because many of us are on Google University. Google's giving out degrees left and right. And I don't have a problem with Google, but my thing is, you get all this information, and what happens is this information overload. And so now I'm like, okay, let's take some steps to just get you in the right direction.
That's good.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So one of the things you have, they gave us some information on advice or tips for women. Is there anything that you can let us know, some tips?
Okay. So what I want my women to do first and foremost is let go of the superhero syndrome. You can't be and do everything. It's just impossible. You have to do what they say when you get on the airplane, put the oxygen first on you. So with that being said, the first thing I would recommend is really having the right mindset, recognize that you can basically work on you, not feel guilty. And don't think that it's a problem with just, well, my genes, or this is in my genes, it's genetic. So genes load the gun, it doesn't pull the trigger. And that's what I say. And so first and foremost, knowing mentally. After that, I would say we got to go into the basics, which is, let's work on our body in the sense of getting the right foods in, getting enough rest, and getting to move. And then the A stands for, like, what's your attitude? Like, how do you approach it? The S is, what's going on as far as your support? Do you have a therapist? Do you have friends you talk to? Are you getting out and taking care of you? The I is for let's work on your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
C is for who's your community? Who's your community of people? Is it your physicians that you have on your team? Do you have a functional medicine person on your team? Do you have a dietitian? And then the S is let's get a few supplements to help you. But remember this, supplements should be supplemental. Should not be trying to end all be all with supplements. That would be the basics. That's what I would say.
Okay. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I think we also had something on your business. You created your own business. Just give us a little tip on that, how you started it.
So my business, Unlimited Health Institute, started because I wanted to do something that allowed me to spend some time with people where I didn't feel rushed, where I really got to understand what's really impacting their health. Because when it comes down to it, when you're in a regular doctor's office, my colleagues only have so much time. So I wanted to have time to spend with them. I wanted to introduce different ways of like looking at food. So I have a nutritionist on my team. I wanted to make certain that we have the capacity to hear where you are, because you may want to do all these things, but I need to meet you where you are. So my business, I wanted to be in a situation where I'm able to hear you, work with you, but I'm not here to dictate to you. So if you're looking for a doctor to dictate to you, I'm the wrong Chiquita. It won't be me, but I'm here to partner with you. So if we can figure out what works for you together, then we can move in the right direction. And I want to do something that you can be consistent with. That's the most important thing, Joe. You have to have consistency.
Yeah. I try to get that in my life all the time. Consistency. It's kind of hard to do it. And yeah, my pastor said something, if you do something over, I forgot how many days he said, 30 days or 60 days, you can start trying to be consistent. You just continue to do it. Yeah. Thank you so much. This was awesome. I wish you were here. I wish we were in California.
I'll say, where are you at? So I can
Wait a minute, where are you guys?
In Ohio, Dayton area.
And I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah,
too,
in Atlanta. He's back and forth.
I was just in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for a Woman Thou Art Loose. I was in Atlanta. In Atlanta, and then I was in Atlanta I'm in Atlanta. My cousins live there, and my good friend lives there. And Atlanta's a stopover on the way to Jamaica. So yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we got your number. We're going to stay in touch, and so we can call you and get some advice.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, please. I'm so excited. When I saw your magazine, I'm like, I didn't know anything about it. I'm so excited for you, Joe. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it was so nice speaking. We'll definitely stay in touch and get some beautiful pictures of you to have you in the magazine and also on our show. So this is going to be awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Hopefully I gave you some good information that your listeners can use.
Absolutely.
You did. All right.
See you later. Crawford, be careful. Don't worry about the shot. You'll be fine.
Ooh, I'm saying Dr. Tamika said now they need to be careful. I'm gonna tell them.
Tell them I said it, but who? Like, Dr. Tamika.
Right. You don't know her.
See you. Have a great day.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.